ET Group, second year. The first paper consisting 6 units. First unit analog communication, second unit radio transmitters and receivers, third unit is digital communication, fourth unit is the transmission lines and antennas, fifth unit cable TV and DTH. The sixth chapter is satellite communication. Initially, today I am going to be explain the topic analog communication. Analog communication is the electronic system. It is converts the message, voice, picture, whatever it may be, into electrical signals. After processing, that waves are going to be transmitted via a channel to the source to destination, and finally the reproduction of the information is going to be takes place. In the communication system, there are 6 important parts are there. One is the information source, second one is the transmitter, third one is a communication channel, fourth one is a receiver, fifth one is a destination, finally we have the noise source. So in the diagram, the parts are represented in which way the signals are going to be transmitted. The diagram represents how the communication takes place between the 2 points, that may be person to person, person to peoples, computer to computer, computer to computers, as well as people to computers. Here, whenever we are going to be speaking in front of a microphone, it acts as a transducer, means sound signals are converted into electrical signals, and electrical signals are transformed, means they are going to be converted into in the form of electronic signal that is either current or voltage. After that words, it is changed or transformed into a modulated signal. So with the help of some equipment that is called transmitter. After the transmission, they are propagated in the form of electromagnetic waves, and they travel with the light speed and reach to the receiver. In the receiver section, all the waves are again converted into electronic signals, and they are going to be made or processed as a original signal in the form of electrical, and they reach it to the destination in the same signals whatever we are transmitted at the source. So this picture is going to be clearly indicates the process of communication. మనం మాట్లాడినటువంటి మాటలు మైక్రోఫోన్ గ్రహించి ఆ ధ్వని తరంగాలను విద్యుత్ తరంగాలుగా మార్చి ట్రాన్స్మీటర్కి అందజేసినప్పుడు ట్రాన్స్మీటరు ట్రాన్స్ఫామ్ చెందుతుంది, అనగా మనం ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఎలక్ట్రికల్ సిగ్నల్ను మాడ్యులేటెడ్ సిగ్నల్గా మార్చి ట్రాన్స్మిటింగ్ యాంటీనా ద్వారా వాతావరణంలోకి ప్రాపగేట్ చేస్తుంది. ఈ ఎలక్ట్రోమాగ్నెటిక్ సిగ్నల్స్ వాతావరణంలో ప్రయాణించిన తర్వాత రిసీవర్నకు చేరుతాయి. రిసీవర్లో అవి ప్రాసెస్ చేయబడి ఏవైతే మనము ట్రాన్స్మిటర్ యొక్క సోర్స్ వద్ద ఇచ్చినటువంటి సిగ్నల్లను రిప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసే భాగము రిసీవర్. ఈ విధంగా కమ్యూనికేషన్ సిస్టమ్ నందు ప్రాసెస్ జరుగుతుంది. కమ్యూనికేషన్ సిస్టమ్ నందు 3 రకాల సిగ్నల్లు ఉంటాయి. ట్రాన్స్‌మీటర్‌కు ఇన్‌పుట్‌గా వచ్చినటువంటి సిగ్నల్‌ను బేస్ బ్యాండ్ సిగ్నల్ అంటారు. ఈ సిగ్నల్ యొక్క ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ చాలా తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. అది మనం మాట్లాడినటువంటి మాటల యొక్క ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఏదైతే 20 హెర్ట్జుల నుంచి 20 కిలో హెర్ట్జుల మధ్యలో ఉంటుందో అట్టి సిగ్నల్‌లను బేస్ బ్యాండ్ సిగ్నల్స్ అని అంటారు. అదేవిధంగా ట్రాన్స్‌మీటర్ నందు మనం ఇచ్చినటువంటి బేస్ బ్యాండ్ సిగ్నల్ దాన్నే మాడ్యులేటెడ్ సిగ్నల్ అంటారు. ఈ మాడ్యులేటెడ్ సిగ్నల్‌ను చాలా దూరం వరకు ప్రయాణం చేసేటట్టుగా ట్రాన్స్‌మీటర్‌లో ఒక ప్రక్రియ జరుగుతది. ఆ ప్రక్రియ జరగడానికి ఉపయోగపడే సిగ్నల్‌ను క్యారియర్ సిగ్నల్ అంటారు. క్యారియర్ సిగ్నల్ యొక్క ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. మాడ్యులేషన్స్ ప్రక్రియ తర్వాత క్యారియరు, బేస్ బ్యాండ్ సిగ్నల్ రెండింటిని ఒక నిర్దిష్టమైన పద్ధతిలో కలపడాన్నే మాడ్యులేషన్ అంటారు. మాడ్యులేషన్ చేయబడిన తర్వాత వచ్చేటువంటి సిగ్నల్‌లను పాస్ బ్యాండ్ సిగ్నల్ అని అంటారు. సిగ్నల్ బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ అనగా ఏ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ రేంజ్‌ల మధ్యనైతే ఆ సిగ్నలు సమర్థవంతంగా పనిచేస్తుందో ఆ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ రేంజ్‌నే బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ అని అంటారు. బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్‌ను రెండో విధంగా కూడా డిఫైన్ చేయవచ్చు. అప్పర్ కట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఇన్ ద కమ్యూనికేషన్ సిస్టమ్, ద బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ ద ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ range in between the communication system works properly, efficiently is called bandwidth. As well as it is also going to be defined as the difference between upper cutoff frequency to lower cutoff frequency. The important topic in a communication system is modulation. Modulation is defined as the process of changing the characteristics of high frequency signal, that is nothing but a carrier, with respect to the instantaneous value of modulating signal is called modulation. కమ్యూనికేషన్ నందు మాడ్యులేషన్ అనేది చాలా ముఖ్యమైన టాపిక్. మాడ్యులేషన్ అనగా క్యారియర్ వేవ్ యొక్క క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ మెసేజ్ వేవ్ యొక్క ఇన్స్టాంటేనియస్ వాల్యూస్కి అనుగుణంగా మారే ప్రక్రియను మాడ్యులేషన్ అని అంటారు. Modulation is broadly classified into 3 types. Number 1, amplitude modulation. Second one is angle modulation. Third one is pulse modulation. The angle modulation is furtherly classified into 2 types, frequency modulation and phase modulation. In the same way, the pulse modulation is classified into 4 types: pulse amplitude modulation, pulse code modulation, pulse position modulation, pulse width modulation. మాడ్యులేషను ముఖ్యంగా 3 రకాలు. మొదటిది యాంప్లిట్యూడ్ మాడ్యులేషన్, రెండవది
need for modulation. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define modulation, explain the need for modulation. In the previous topic, you were introduced to the communication system. In this topic, you will learn one of the important processes used in communication system. It is modulation, which literally means change. Before heading to the topic, let us look at an analogy to understand the need for modulation. Do you think that you can throw a piece of paper to a distance of 5 to 10 meters? It is impossible because the paper is of less weight. At the same time, if you enclose a stone inside the paper, it can reach longer distance when it is thrown. This is because of the stone's weight. Stone carries the paper along with it. Here, we can compare the less weight paper to the low frequency message signal in the communication system. This weak signal cannot travel across longer distance without any loss. Hence, we will take the help of a high frequency carrier signal. By superimposing the low frequency message signal with the high frequency carrier signal, we can send the message over longer distances. One of the popular communication systems where the process of modulation is applied is in radio communication. Most of us have radio in our house, right? Radio gets the signals from the base station. The frequency of human voice signal ranges from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. These are low frequency signals. It is impossible to transmit these low frequency signals directly due to certain drawbacks. Let us see what are the problems involved in transmitting the low frequency signals directly. The first problem is the height of the antenna. In any communication system, for transmitting a signal, we need an antenna. For efficient transmission, the height of the antenna should be at least 1/4 of the signal wavelength. If we consider sending low frequency of 15 Hz, the wavelength is 20 kilometers. Then 1/4 of the wavelength is 5. Thus, we need to design an antenna with a height of 5 kilometers, which is practically impossible. The second problem is interference. If there is more than one base station in a city, then the signals with same frequency get mixed up with each other. The third problem is poor reception. As per the equation representing the energy of the electromagnetic wave, it is clear that the energy of low frequency signal is very low. On traveling across a longer distance, they become very weak. Another problem is the effective power radiated by an antenna. Theoretically, the power radiated from a linear antenna of length L is proportional to L by lambda whole square. This shows that when we transmit a message signal of longer wavelength, that is, of low frequency, the power radiated will be very small. The reason for all these problems is the low frequency of the signals. If the frequency is high, we can overcome all these problems. But how will we increase the frequency of the message signal? Actually, we will not increase the frequency of the message signal, but we will superimpose the low frequency message signal with the high frequency carrier signal. Hence, the characteristics, that is, amplitude, frequency and phase of the carrier signal will be changed in accordance with the message signal. This process is called as modulation. Let us see how the problems in the transmission of the low frequency signals are overcome by modulation. To overcome the problem of antenna height, if a high frequency signal of 1 MHz is used, the height of the antenna will be around 75 meters, which can be achieved practically. To overcome interference, if the stations transmit high frequency signals like 2 MHz and 6 MHz, then their difference will be high, that is 4 MHz, and thus the waves will not mix with each other. To overcome the problem of poor reception, if the frequency of the signal is high, automatically the energy of the signal will also be high, and hence we can obtain a good quality signal at the receiving end. By using high frequency transmission, we can achieve high power radiation without changing the antenna height. Modulation helps us to replace the wired medium with wireless medium communication. Also, we can achieve a high range of communication by using modulation. So far, we have studied about modulation and the need for modulation. When the modulated signal reaches the receiver, it is necessary to separate the message signal from the carrier signal. This process of recovering the low frequency message signal from the modulated signal is called as demodulation. Now, let us solve a problem based on height of the antenna. Find out the height of the antenna required to transmit a voice signal of frequency 3 kHz. We know that for efficient transmission, the height of the antenna should be equal to lambda divided by 4. We can obtain the wavelength.
Amplitude modulation is the technique in which the amplitude of the carrier wave is varied accordance with the instantaneous value of message wave amplitude. In this process, the frequency of the carrier remains constant, is known as amplitude modulation. We are already observed the waveforms of message wave, carrier wave, AM modulated wave. Now we want to introduce the equations for the three waves, that is message, carrier and modulated wave. For this, the message wave equation is mt is equal to am cos 2 pi fct. Carrier wave equation is ct is equal to ac cos 2 pi fct. Here am and ac are the amplitudes. Fm and fc are the frequencies of message and carrier waves. As per the definition of the AM modulation, the carrier wave amplitude is varied in accordance with the amplitude of the message wave. So the modulated wave's amplitude becomes capital A is equal to AC plus AM cos 2 pi FMT, and final equation for the modulated wave becomes ST is equal to AC plus AM cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCT. And we are simplifying this equation by taking the AC as the common term. The equation is going to becomes ST is equal to AC into 1 plus AM divided by AC cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCT. And here the AM divided by AC is a constant term taken as a modulation index or depth of modulation substituted with the symbol mu. Therefore, the ST is equal to AC into 1 plus mu cos 2 pi FMT into cos 2 pi FCT. This is the final equation for the modulated wave. Mu is equal to AM divided by AC, represents the modulation index. Calculation of modulation index from AM wave. As per the definition, modulation index is equal to AM divided by AC. AM value and AC values are taken from the envelope. I say AM is equal to A maximum minus A minimum divided by 2, and AC is equal to A maximum plus A minimum divided by 2. By the substitution, the modulation index value is A maximum minus A minimum divided by A maximum plus A minimum. Bandwidth of AM wave. It is represented with the help of a frequency spectrum. The difference between upper cutoff and lower cutoff frequency is known as bandwidth. As shown in the diagram frequency spectrum, the upper cutoff frequency is Fc plus Fm and lower cutoff frequency is Fc minus Fm. So by substituting the values of upper cutoff and lower cutoff frequencies, the derivation is going to be made. The modulation of the AM wave bandwidth is 2FM. The modulated wave equation represented in the frequency domain, SF is equal to AC into cos 2 pi FCT plus AC mu divided by 2 cos 2 pi FC plus FMT minus AC mu divided by 2 cos 2 pi FC minus FMT. So from this we are going to be calculating the power of the AM wave. The power of the AM wave is equal to carrier power plus upper side band power plus lower side band power. And within the representation, all the equations are mentioned. And finally, we are getting the equation for the power, total power, that PT is equal to AC square divided by 2R plus AC square mu square divided by 2R plus AC square mu square divided by 2R. By simplifying the equation as shown in the presentation, the total power is equal to AC square divided by 2R 1 plus 2 mu square divided by 4. Simply, total power is equal to AC square divided by 2R 1 plus mu square divided by 2. This is the total power equation for the AM wave. Now we are going to discuss the angle modulation. Angle modulation is the modulation technique in which the angle of the carrier is varied in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. In this process, the amplitude of the carrier remains constant. The angle modulation is furtherly classified into two types: frequency modulation and phase modulation. The definition for the frequency modulation is: the frequency of the carrier is varied in accordance with the instantaneous value of message wave amplitude. In this process, the amplitude of the carrier remains constant. Already we familiar with the definition of the frequency modulation and waveforms. Now I introduce you what is the frequency deviation as well as the bandwidth of the FM signal. The amount of change in the carrier frequency produced by an amplitude of input signal or modulating signal is called frequency deviation. The frequency deviation is represented with a delta. The delta value is maybe Fc minus F maximum or Fc plus F minimum. The modulation index of FM is defined as the ratio of frequency deviation to modulating signal frequency. That is, mu is equal to delta divided by FM. Advantages and disadvantages of FM over AM is listed out in the following slides. Some major points I am going to be introduce you. The AM and FM both are going to be using for the communication, but FM is requires less power than that of AM, and there is no noise is going to be produced in FM, and there is it is independent of modulation index, and more than two channels are going to be received at the same time, and the broadcasting frequency range is going to be high frequency, very high frequency, and UHF frequency. Briefly, we are given all the important topics for you regarding the analog communication. Now there is some important questions review is going to be taken place for you. Go through the questions and make a assignment for the questions and submit to the your concerned lecture.
What is amplitude modulation, that is AM? When the amplitude of high frequency carrier wave is changed in accordance with the intensity of the signal, this process is called amplitude modulation. In the amplitude modulation, only the amplitude of the carrier wave is changed. The frequency and the phase of the carrier wave remains constant. The first visual shows the principle of amplitude modulation. The diagram also shows the audio-electrical signal of frequency Fs. The second visual shows a carrier wave of constant amplitude with frequency Fc. The third visual is the amplitude modulated wave. It is to be noted that the amplitudes of both positive and negative half cycles of carrier waves are changed in accordance with the signal. Thus, the amplitude of the modulated wave possesses the frequency of audio signal waves. Explain frequency modulation, that is FM. When the frequency of carrier wave is changed in accordance with the intensity of the signal, this process is called frequency modulation. In frequency modulation, the amplitude and phase of the carrier wave remains constant. Only the frequency of the carrier wave is changed in accordance with the signal. The frequency variation of the carrier wave depends on the instantaneous amplitude of the signal as shown. When the signal voltage is 0 at A, C, E and G, the carrier frequency is unchanged. When the signal approaches its positive peaks at B and F, the carrier frequency is increased to maximum as shown by closely spaced cycles. But during the negative peak of signal as at D, the carrier frequency is reduced to minimum as shown by widely spaced cycles. The louder signal causes greater frequency change in modulated carrier as indicated by increased bunching and speeding of the waves as compared with relatively weaker signal. The frequency of an FM transmitter without signal input is called the resting frequency or center frequency F0, and this is the allotted frequency of the transmitter. When the signal is applied, the carrier frequency deviates up and down from its resting value F0. The change or shift either above or below the resting frequency is called frequency deviation, del F. The total variation in frequency from the lowest to the highest is called carrier swing, CS. Hence, carrier swing is equal to